Welcome to Aminatou, the Fateshifter. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like this. We're going to keep on this one. We've got Murmuring Mystic, we've got Bitter Blossom, we've got a Tutor card draw source at Limdul's Vault. Yes, I love it. Let's go and lead off with... actually, if we want to be on for Bitter Blossom, we need to go actually lead off with Hollowed Fountain. Because Isolated Chapel will come into play, yeah, because then that'll be a Plains or a Swamp. Yeah, so we'll just go and lead off with Hollowed Fountain. Not going to pay 2 life, and then we'll go for Temple of Enlightenment later on, because I don't mind getting down Bitter Blossom. We want to get some tokens going on the battlefield, and just really kind of swarm the board against Teysa. We are playing Aminatou for a +1 draw card, then put a card from your hand back on top of your library. -1 exile target permanent you own, then return to the battlefield under your control. Let's get down this Isolated Chapel. Let's go for Bitter Blossom. There we go. Get on Bitter Blossom. We'll start to get some of those Black Fairy tokens and then kick it back over to our opponent. So -1 exile another permanent, basically blink in. Then -6, something nutty happens, except you get to hold on to Aminatou. Yeah, you switch non-land permanents or something like that. But for the most part, I don't think we're going to be going for that -6. We want to build up some really good tokens. So we're going to get down Fairy Rogue, and we draw into Geist Honored Monk. Yeah, let's go for well, we can go for Aminatou. Actually, I kind of like Aminatou with the fetch land, so let's go for Temple of Enlightenment. Let's get that Scry going. Get the Scurry, the Fever. We're definitely going to put that on top. And then, not going to be able to swing in from 1. We still have Vault. Yeah, I like that. We'll kick it back over to our opponent. Play against Teysa. Sacrifice 3 white creatures, exile target creature. Then, whenever another black creature you control dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. And then also, the new Teysa that's coming out, cannot wait. 100%, she's going to have a new position in the church. She's going to be in the Church of Atheos deck, and we're going to be making a title for her. So we're not sure what she's going to be at the church, but we're in the process of doing that. So do you want to go for Vault? We could Vault for something like Toxic. I mean, that would be good. I mean, it's not bad to have Vault. I'm just trying to figure out, do we want to burn Toxic? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that, because that's a pretty good little clock in the air. We can trade, well... We can trade with these rogue tokens. Yeah, let's just wait. Let's hold on to Limdul's Vault. We could always Snapcaster too. Yeah, I don't know what exactly we're looking for with Vault. So, and then plus we can also get out Murmuring Mystic and cast Limdul's Vault. Yeah, let's hold on to it. Let's be patient. I just like casting Vault. It's a really fun card to cast. All right, so we're gonna get an extra Fairy Rogue token on the battlefield. Let's get down Flooded Strand. Let's crack Flooded Strand, and we're gonna grab another black source off of this one. That way, let's grab Underground Sea. Yeah, that's a be good one. Let's get down Soul Ring. And we're going to go for Murmuring Mystic. Yeah, we just want to set up some really good value at this point right now. One of the fun things about this deck is we're not in a rush to get down Aminatou. You know, at this point right now, we can use her ability to kind of filter our card draw, but we have to put something back on top. We don't have a way to shuffle it, so it's not really that enticing. We don't really have a ton of bounce effects with Aminatou. So basically, we're just going to be building up our board state against our opponent to where hopefully we can swarm the board with some tokens and close the game out. I like it. But yeah, so we did cover both commanders. Also, let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders for being a sponsor on the channel. Be sure to hit them up if you want to play Commander online on Magic Online. And check out CapeFearGames.com. That's going to be their paper store. So that way, if you play paper Magic, you can buy cards from them, and they try to stay as competitive as possible with their card prices. And also, shout out to InkedGaming.com. Use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off your order. It's going to go for a kickback for the channel, so it's going to help me out in a roundabout way, and you get a custom playmat, so that's really nice. But yeah, hit them up, depending on whatever sort of thing you're in the market for. They make custom playmats, so that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and also, let's say that you really enjoy one of my thumbnails, and you want to use my thumbnail as a wallpaper for your desktop computer at home. I've started to put the image of my thumbnail without the text on it down in the description of that of the videos. So if that's something that you want to see, or if you want to use as a home desktop wallpaper for personal use only, they're going to be in the description of all my videos going forward into the year. So have some fun. All right, so and that's it. Now it is free time. We can talk about whatever we want. That's going to be the game state. So we've got Viscera Seer activations. I was worried that they're going to be... yeah, so they've got 3 creatures. So at this point right now, if they want to sacrifice 3 creatures just to get rid of Murmuring Mystic, that is perfectly fine with me. That is a huge, lot of respect for Murmuring Mystic. So we'll see what else they're going to get. Yeah, this thing they've been going for. I like that. So we can still at least kind of start swinging over some of these Fairy Rogue tokens. And that's one of the fun things about this deck is, we're not in a rush to get down Aminatou. You know, the deck on its own is just a really good core deck. Let's go and swing with some of these rogue tokens. And Bitter Blossom is such a good card. I love it. Swinging for 2, that's going to knock them down to 28. And then we tried to set up the Murmuring Mystic Limdul's Vault, but that happens sometimes. Yeah, and I think we go for Geist-Honored Monk. Get a few more Spirit tokens. I like that. And we'll leave Prairie Stream. We definitely do not have the basics for that. So either way, we're just going to tap down. So we'll tap down Soul Ring. Let's go for Geist-Honored Monk. It's going to be equal to the number of creatures we control, so that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's end up with a 6/6 with Vigilance. I like that. And you can see what this deck is capable of. You know, we get down, let's get down Prairie Stream. Anything else? Nope, kick it back over there. We got down Murmuring Mystic, so that forced our opponent to, that is a high impact card for this deck. You know, we have a pretty good mix of, you know, this is a token / control build. So you get down Murmuring Mystic, end up with a bunch of blue bird tokens. That's going to work out really well. Then they spend a lot of their resources getting rid of Murmuring Mystic. Then we followed up with Geist-Honored Monk, so we ended up with a lot of, Anointed Procession. That's going to be fun. But yeah, so with Geist-Honored Monk, we end up with another threat on the battlefield. It's 6/6, so I'll take it. Now, if our opponent does get some tokens going, they're definitely going to be in business. So, I'll go for Reflector Mage. Okay, let's do some combat steps, though, first. Let's go and push in. I think we just swing in with the whole crew, because we've got a Geist-Honored Monk that's a 7/7, and then we've got 5 swinging in the air, so that's a pretty good chunk of damage. Put them down to 17. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll be just enough for Reflector Mage and Aminatou. I think that's a pretty good play. Let's go for that. And we do have the colored mana. Yes, we do. All right, awesome. So that's going to be white, black, and then blue. That's going to allow us to get down Aminatou. Let's go for Reflector Mage. And the Reflector Mage, he always reminds me of that spicy meme guy. I don't know my names, but that's what it is. Let's go for the -1. We're going to bounce Geist-Honored Monk, and we've already swung in and get a few more tokens on the battlefield. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Now, we are leaving ourselves open to a board wipe, but I like kind of pushing the combat damage if we can. Try to go for that. And we're at 24 with an open Vault and an open Snapcaster Mage, so if that's a board wipe our opponent wants to go for, hey, is what it is, so that's fine. There's a lot of times where, yeah, and like you said, we could overextend into a board wipe, but at least like getting down Aminatou and then kind of going from there. All right, so Drown in Sorrow. So that will get rid of a lot of these creatures. And does that take care of Geist-Honored Monk? No, I think that takes care of, I think that's going to be a total board wipe. Yeah, that is, except for Reflector Mage. Very nice Drown in Sorrow. All right, so we can still bounce back with Limdul's Vault. And once they get down Teysa, we can still end up bouncing back Aminatou. So we're probably going to keep working towards Aminatou. And we'll see what we draw into, and then we can maybe vault for something pretty good next turn. But yeah, I saw that Drown in Sorrow, I was like, oh no. And since our opponent did send Teysa back to their hand, we do get into this scenario to where we can basically just kind of keep bouncing Reflector Mage, and we can keep bouncing back Teysa back to their hand. So we still have to keep Aminatou on the battlefield, though, and we're going to run out of activations, but that's an entire line of play that we can go for, because they can't cast Teysa because of Mr. Reflector Mage. Got a goofy look. He's like, get back, Teysa. Go on, get. So we're going to get a few more Bitter Blossom tokens on the battlefield. Draw into Riverwise Augur. Draw 3 cards, put 2 cards back to your hand. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. Let's push him a Reflector Mage. And that's one of the fun things about this deck. Reflector Mage is like a control piece, but, our opponent's got a clear board. Let's go. Go Reflector Mage. Look to see him running across the battlefield with all his mirrors right there. Yeah, I kind of like Riverwise Augur. We can bounce it and put a few more stuff and still end up going for Vault. Yeah, let's go for that. So we're going to go for Riverwise Augur. I kind of want to make the lane drop. Maybe we hit a fetch lane and we can put something back. So enter the battlefield. We're going to draw 3 cards, put 2 cards back from our hand on top of our library. Ooh, Anguished Unmaking, Brainstorm, and Creeping Tar Pit. Okay. So we need to put 2 back. I do like Anguished Unmaking. So let's put Creeping Tar Pit back. And Vault is basically like a tutor on this one, so I guess we put back Brainstorm. Yeah, because I kind of like Anguished Unmaking on this one. And actually, instead of going for Aminatou, we'll just simply go for the draw card and then put a card from your hand back on top of your library. And then we can still end up vaulting for it. But basically, I kind of want to leave up Anguished Unmaking on that Anointed Procession. And yeah, we'll just go and put Brainstorm back on top. That way it still keeps us on for Snapcaster Mage if we need to cast something out of the graveyard next turn. And with the Anguish Unmaking, I think we'll probably end up going for that Anointed Procession. We'll just kind of see what our opponent's going to get down this turn. But we still have at least 3 active activations off Aminatou. That way we can start bouncing Reflector Mage, send some creatures back to their hand. If we need to get some card advantage, we can start bouncing Riverwise Augur. So you can see how you can build this really thriving kind of token board state. At the same time, you can build this just value enter the battlefield board state with something like Riverwise Augur and Reflector Mage, and they just work really well together. You know, we're keeping our opponent's board on lockdown Reflector Mage, we're getting card advantage, and we're all kind of using this with Aminatou. Now, if Aminatou's not on the battlefield, okay, so they're going to go for utter end. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, we can survive that. And I do think once they finally get down Teysa, I think we definitely need to deal with Anointed Procession, because that's going to be a lot of tokens, or simply just casting a token spell. So let's go for let's trade some exile effects on this. So we're going to go for Anguish Unmaking, get rid of that Anointed Procession. We draw into Brainstorm. Let's go and push in with the crew. That's going to be 5. It's going to put them down to 10. Okay, let's put them down to 10. Now, do we want to go for Aminatou bouncing something like Riverwise? We've got Snapcaster, we've got Vault to kind of shuffle up our library. So we go for Brainstorm. We kind of know what's on top of our library. Let's go for Aminatou, draw a card. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just draw into Creeping Tar Pit. Actually, that was a bad lineup. I meant to go for Aminatou -1. I was thinking we could -1 and then still end up bouncing Riverwise Augur. So that was a little bit of a misplay on my part. Yeah, we'll put Creeping Tar Pit back on top, and then we'll finally end up going for Vault this turn. I think that'll be pretty good, because that way we can shuffle up the top part of our library. Yeah, I don't know what so basically, you know, sometimes when I'm giving commentary, I'm thinking about future lines of play. In my head, I was like, all right, so we're going to go for Aminatou +1, and then we'll bounce Riverwise Augur with the -1. And that'll allow us to take it a little bit deeper. But as soon as I clicked on Aminatou, I was like, that doesn't work. You can't do that. You don't get double activation. So sometimes when you let your brain just go into autopilot mode, it does some funny things sometimes. But I'm just going to go for Erebos, which is really far away from Devotion. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So let's go for Vault. Let's see if we can't hit anything off of Vault. And then if we want to, we can actually go for Snapcaster. Don't necessarily need to go for Snapcaster that bad. Talran, yes, we're going to pay 1 life, because that is a weird pile of cards. Dark Confidant, Spellseeker. That's actually pretty good. Jace. So we bounce Reflector Mage, send Teysa back to the hand. That's going to be Erebos. I mean, I guess these are definitely good cards to have. Create some Spirit tokens for 5. End up with some Bat tokens too for our troubles. Is that what we want to see, though? I mean, because Belfry, yeah, this is a pretty good little, yeah, not going to pay any life. Yeah, this is a good spread. So we're going to put Dark Confidant on top, because we don't necessarily need that just yet. Let's go Intangible Virtue. Let's go Spellseeker. Let's go Jason. Let's go Belfry, because we want to get some sort of card advantage going. So that's going to be Erebos coming down. We'll go for Brainstorm, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards back on top. I guess we could kind of shuffle away. We want this particular effect to go for. Yeah, we'll go Brainstorm. And then we'll put Spellseeker, and then we'll put a Snapcaster back on top. That way we still have that. Okay, so we draw into a couple good options for us. We're going to draw into Snapcaster. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So unfortunately, we don't have enough to go for Jace and Belfry. And I think, yeah, let's go and bounce Reflector Mage. We're going to send Teysa back to our opponent's hand. So we're going to get down Belfry Spirit. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. End up with 2 flying tokens, 2 spirit tokens. Excuse me, 2 bat tokens, which I love that art. And let's go and push in with the crew. There we go. It's going to be 3. It's going to knock them down to 7, and then anything else we're going to pass the turn. So we still have Snapcaster Mage on Anguish Unmaking, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do have lethal. So depending on what sort of board state they get down next turn, worst case scenario, we can Snapcaster Limdul's Vault. If we need to find a certain answer, we can Snapcaster on Anguish Unmaking. We can bounce Reflector Mage to send a creature back to their hand. So we at least have lethal combat damage at this point right now. If our opponent doesn't get anything down on their side of the battlefield. Now, especially if, all right, opponent's going to scoop it up, so that will definitely be our win on our side of the battlefield. But you can see how good this Aminatou deck is. You know, there's just a lot of overlapping synergies. You can simply just kind of keep bouncing Reflector Mages back. Then you can tap out for something like Belfry Spirit, end up with a bunch of bat tokens on the battlefield. You get card advantage of Riverwise. We had Jace just sitting in the hand that we could have gotten down. So, you know, building something at its core that's going to be like this Esper control deck, then you throw in Esper tokens, then you throw in Esper enter the battlefields. You just basically have these game plans that just really work well together and really kind of help smooth out your draws. You know, we're not 100% tokens like, we need to hit this token card and this card. Like, it's just kind of like whatever cards we draw into, we're just going to allow us to build up just a really nice board state, and they kind of work really well together. But that's going to be it for the video. And if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.